Hey, what's going on, everybody? Just here with, as you can see, my buddy's Gerber Paraframe. Um, After dicking around and, some use, it's gone dull, so he gave it to me to take home and sharpen it. You can't really tell, but the blade's pretty bad. It's pretty reflective. It's it's not gonna cut me. I'm not pressing too hard, but it's not gonna cut me. The serrations are sharp though. I'm gonna try and clean it up a little bit for him too. A little experiment here and there. It's got some rust on it or some buildup over here, but I don't think I'm actually gonna take it apart. Uh, he doesn't care that much. I don't care that much, so just gonna try and clean it up. Use this magic eraser thing again. See what it does. Still trying to, still figuring out the limits and what this thing's good on. So, experimenting can't hurt. I might even use this thing on my on when I get around to doing that. So he just said he was using this for some random tasks. He said he was cutting some stupid shit with this. Now, I remember in the other video I said that the Gerber Paraframe my buddy was using for the car that we broke down, or that we took apart, really didn't turn too dull. This actually isn't the one. He has two of these, or I think the other one was the mid-size, and this is the full-size model, which is pretty nice. It's actually pretty comfortable. Not a horrible design for 18, 20 bucks, or however the hell, whatever these things go for. Could definitely be worse, but just trying to clean this off a little bit first, see what comes off. A little too wet. First time that's been a problem. Anyway, alright, screw that. Let's just get into sharpening this. I really don't have too much patience. It's obviously late. Just trying to wind down, and sharpening is one of the things that actually helps me calm down and relax and get at peace and stuff. So just going to wipe this down, then we'll get right into the sharpening. I don't think it's going to take me too long. All I'm trying to do is get him a working edge. You can't really tell, but let's see if I can find the focus is right about. Oh, I forgot where I focused this. Right about there. You can kind of see up here how it's bad. But, alright, let's get into the sharpening. I hope I put this on macro. It doesn't look like the camera quality is too amazing, but whatever. It's late and I probably forgot. Funny thing, guys, I lost my phone book. I had on my phone, that obviously the phone book paper comes in. So I guess we'll just be using this to test it. No, doesn't really cut paper right now. Nope. Let's try a serration. Not really, this is pretty bad, guys. Yeah, not so good. There you go, that was a little better. Still pretty bad. So let's see what 320 grit, whatever this is. Yeah, it was like 320 grit or something. This is kind of cool, sandpaper. It comes with a sticky back. It's pretty nice. So it just makes it stick to whatever surface you use better. I'm using my Past the 7 book, just because I lost the phone book that I normally use Go on. So obviously we only have, and of course this is a slick surface, so I'm not going to be able to use 2 hands. I forgot to grab a marker. I really don't care. So I get this water out of the way. You know, this doesn't have to be perfect. Just doing this to, you know, get some practice in and try and calm myself down, go to sleep and shit, wind down for the day. And you know, my body just beats on this knife, so it doesn't by no means has to be perfect. Just get back to a, you know, working edge. I'm gonna switch a little more often. Is that in the way? Can you guys see? All right. So I was thinking about getting, you know, nicer sharpening stuff, like a little more high quality. Getting, you know, some sharpening stones. I was thinking about the DMT 6-inch stones. But you know, after watching a couple videos, and sorry, I'm looking for something to clean this off. After watching some videos and watching, you know, seeing how stuff cuts, and I don't know, just after more experience, I kind of like the idea of sandpaper and giving the whole blade a convex edge. So besides being cheaper, I mean, granted, yeah, once you run out of the sandpaper in a pack, you have to keep reusing it, whereas a, you know, $40, $60, $80, however, whatever size, for example, DMT diamond stone you get, that's going to last you, you know, years. It's going to last you a lot longer than sandpaper, and in the end be more cost efficient. But just for example, I don't know, I kind of like the idea that sandpaper gives you a slightly convex edge over the years. Or over the, I shouldn't say over the years, over the sharpening periods. You know, if you sharpen, you can put a big convex edge on the whole knife in one sharpening period, but you know, that's a lot of waste of metal, especially on a folder. When, you know, I feel from what my little experience and what I've seen watching videos, convex is really beneficial in more of a bushcrafting sense and outdoors use, you know, splitting wood, whittling, stuff like that, more of a bushcrafting use. Folder and EDC roll, I really don't think it matters too much. You know, especially on the lighter scale, you're not going to see too much of a difference. So, you know, I'm not going to convex every single knife I have or attempt to. You know, I'm going to learn over time how to, you know, possibly convex an edge more so than not. And, you know, over the sharpenings, when you use sandpaper, your knife's going to get more convex. Have I been doing this side all the time? I don't remember. I'm trying to think of some stuff to talk about, honestly. I think I'm going to title this video Gerber Paraframe touch-up or sharpening and sleep help. Because I'm sure this is quite boring. Or I probably sound pretty boring, but I don't think I'm going to have time to do this tomorrow. And tomorrow I want to get in. I want to do, you know, breaking down the Para 2 and possibly, you know, some on-them-on stuff. So I just want to knock this out now, put up the video, and move on. So, you know, play some music. You're not going to miss any important information. Same stuff, you know. I guess I can recap. Recap some sharpening stuff. Pretty much, you know, constant angle, get the motion down. Practice makes perfect, especially in this, you know, like athletes say, muscle memory. You know, you have to get good until you actually get out there and do it a bunch. Pay attention when you sharpen in the beginning. You know, if you hear a louder noise than normal, you probably raise the edge too high. Stroke length, it's all preference really. I mean, you can make big long strokes like this, or you could just come here. As long as you're working the edge, so, you know, it might be easier to come longer strokes because you can hold your wrist at more of a constant angle. Here, you have to use a little more wrist work to keep the angle consistent. But it's all personal preference. but listen and pay attention. And then when the sound slightly changes consistently then from the beginning, it's probably because your grit on your blade edge matches the grit of the sandpaper or your sharpening surface, which is a decent, which is indication that you've been on it enough to move up. If you've been touching the edge the whole time, you should be ready to move up to the next grit. So not only is it watching the edge, but it's also paying attention with your ears. I think I'm ready to move up pretty much. Unless I wasn't hitting the edge the whole way, but I kind of just sliced that trying to clean it, so I'm taking a guess that I got this a lot sharper. And I really don't even need to move up, honestly, guys, because he just wants this as a working edge. But if I refine it a little more, it'll probably stay sharper longer. Yeah. Still not amazing, but that's a lot better than what it was. I don't think I've been taking entirely full strokes. The edge was pretty bad, but it's definitely still bad. This might take longer than I thought just because the edge is bad. I'm gonna kick up my angle a little bit. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it definitely reflects light back at you. Some parts more than others where it's chipped, but I'm gonna kick up my angle a little bit, do this for another minute or two, and just call it, shut the camera off and just finish it up there. I don't want to torment you guys, but pretty much kicking up the angle helps increase, it gets chips out, dents out quicker. Oops. Yes, obviously it steepens the edge, but when you're using sandpaper, which really doesn't cut that quickly, as opposed to a diamond stone, you're not really going to hurt it as much, or you're not going to cut as quickly. But, well, I guess it'll just take longer to do the same thing. So, by raising the edge up, obviously you're going to make the angle more obtuse, more steep, a higher degree. But you will be able to get those chips out sooner. And I can feel more resistance, especially on a higher grit. When I kicked that angle up a little more, I felt the resistance. So, that tells me that I was hitting those chips. Remember to wipe down your sandpaper or whatever surface you're using, because when the grit, when it gets clogged up, it's obviously not going to sharpen as well. It's not going to be as abrasive. Just like G10, if it gets dirty, and the gaps fill in, it's getting more smooth. Same thing with sandpaper and the metal filings. This should be a big difference. It really doesn't need to slice well, it just needs to, like I said before, do utility work well. It's all about, the intended use that changes everything, that changes the angle you want to put on it, that changes, the grit you want to go up to. I think I'm getting pretty good here. Hope I'm not boring you guys. But I guess if I am, you guys can just shut the video off. Like I said, you're not missing anything. Or if you just want to watch me do this, because this is not hypnotic, melodic now. If this is soothing, and say to you guys, just throw on a good song, watch me do this. Whatever. So what else can I talk about? 13, 14 minutes. I'm going to cut this off soon, guys. So, pulled my hamstring the other day. Last Wednesday. It's almost a week ago now. Playing company softball for my buddy's softball team. Really sucks. It's annoying. It's getting a lot better, but we had games on Monday. I couldn't run as well. When you're used to being good at something, and you're hindered from an injury, it really frustrates me anyway. So that's a little annoying. If anybody's ever had a hamstring pull, you know what it's like. It's pain. It sucks. But alright, let's see. I definitely noticed, the angles. Yeah. Oops. Hold on a second. It's got some stuff left on it. Let me clean the edge a little bit. So that's a lot better. You guys can tell, obviously. Sorry that wasn't camera, but so this is definitely better than what it was before, but still not amazing. Definitely could still use a little more work. Now the paper's just being a little retarded. There you go. That was a good angle. So it's not bad. Definitely getting better. I mean, I was doing this for what, 10 minutes on sandpaper? Not bad at all. And the edges, you know, sharpening up nice. Getting smooth. You know, maybe I'll make a video on the results. Still got some chips left to take out, so I'm not gonna bore you guys like I did in the other vid. I'm gonna cut this off now. Hopefully you liked the babble, or if you didn't like the video, if it was just boring to you guys, let me know. Give it a thumbs down, or in the comments just say like, dude, stop boring the shit out of me. Stop just rambling about nothing. Make make useful videos, or don't post and waste my time. Whatever. I'm not gonna get offended. Don't worry, guys. Or give me a comment on how the video could have went better. But yeah, that's about it. So I'm gonna cut it off here, guys. Upload this tonight, so hopefully, you know, anybody up late will have something to watch to try and go to sleep to. Alright guys, I'll catch you later.